Hey guys, thanks for stopping back by to the blog. Today we're going to cover specifically just everything green plots, specifically just radishes and turnips. So far today we've worked up quite a bit of ground. Well, I decided to work the ground just because we have all that rain that's coming. We shouldn't have to worry about drying out this soil. So where I'm standing right here is Lee's South Farm, and more specifically over my right shoulder is these beans that we planted for GQ Junior in late season. And sure enough, this fence is doing a great job. We got 3 strands on the inside, 1 on the outside. I explained that last couple months that this style of fence works very well for me. And if you look through these beans, you could not find one bean that was browsed down. So super excited about that. But the next stage that we have for Lee's farm is setting up the green plots on it. But today we're gonna cover which blends work better for specific times of the year and how you can manipulate deer by using green plots. So we're gonna get back to it. I'm gonna broadcast and no-till behind the Great Plains on a couple of these plots, so I'll kind of share my rates that I use with you guys, and we'll go over calibrating a Great Plains drill. Just in case if anyone's out there don't know how to get that calibrated, we'll cover that with you guys real quick today. So the tillage work is done. We're back out on the South Farm on one of the fields that we just ripped up. We're going to use the Great Plains drill here. We've got the 10-06 NT with us, and we're just going to put radishes in here on this plot. This plot's specifically engineered for GQ Junior. Where he beds is right back behind me, and he really goes back and forth between these 2 bedding areas. There's a bedding area to the south of where I'm at, and then to the north there's a little flat. It's a north-facing slope. There's good shade in there right now, and there's a little bit of water down there. And I think this radish food plot is going to be the perfect plot of choice, just because radishes deer prefer earlier than purple top turnips. Purple top turnips, they will heat that green browse in October, early November, but as you go later on, those bulbs get sweeter, and they prefer the purple top turnips in late season. So let's show you how to calibrate this drill. You're going to need 3 things. You're going to need a bucket, scale, and some seed. And essentially we're just going to start off with putting some seed in this Great Plains drill. We're just going to put it in the first 3 hoses. We're using the small seed box. So on this Great Plains drill, there's a left side and a right side. The right side is a native seed box. The left side controls your small seed box for turnips, clover, stuff like that, small seed. Then in the front seed is the big box for your soybeans or bigger seed like corn, stuff like that. So for today's purposes, we're going to be using the small seed box, and I've got the wrong bag of seed, so I got to go grab the daikon radishes real quick. I'll be right back. All right, daikon radishes. Put these suckers in. Just got this seed from Monster Buck not long ago, actually. It's really important when you put all this seed in that you only fill one little area that you're getting the test tubes out of. It'll make sense here in a second. If you fill the whole thing, all this seed's gonna go down onto the ground. It's gonna be wasted. So start up by doing these first 3. Seed over top of everything. Fills these cups. This handle here, we're gonna start at 50. I did sorghum the other day on these daikon radishes, and they're pretty close. Pretty similar to the same size as sorghum seed. I think 10 pounds to the acre was 65, so we'll try like 42 for now. See how that does. All right, I'm all over the place, Shay. It's gonna be a nice little patch of sorghum right here. All right, then we get our bucket. It's not spilling there. Okay, we got all tubes down in the bucket. This is just essentially going to catch all the seed that comes out. Since we only put seed in these tubes, it's probably making sense now. The seed is only going to fall down here. If we put seed in all these, it's just going to fall down in the spouts of every every tube. So we'll do 41 cranks. So really you're supposed to do 411 cranks. I believe that's the right number, 411. But you divide it by 10 and you get 41. So we'll do 41 cranks. And then seed will come out, and then we'll do a little more math. It's a little complicated, bear with me. I'm not the best at explaining stuff here. 1, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. All right, 41 cranks. All of our seeds should be down in our bucket. We'll shake our tubes just to make sure. We have 1.2 pounds. Put this back in. Weigh this bucket. 0.9 pounds. It's 0.3 pounds. We got 0.1 coming out each one. So 1/10 of a pound. So we have 3 tubes that we had seed drop out of, but all together we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Altogether, we got 15 tubes. So let's break out the calculator here. All right, 0.3 divided by 3 tubes times 10. Since we divided that 411 turns, we only did 41 turns, so we got to times it by 10 equals 1. And then we have 15 tubes. So we times that by 15. That's how many pounds we got coming out. And then essentially we're shooting for 5 to 6 pounds. So essentially you're just going to keep doing this until you hit the right poundage. But Great Plains does provide a book that has a sheet with a bunch of different seeds and the exact rate that you're supposed to do it. But I highly suggest making sure you calibrate it just so you know everything's working correctly. So we'll get this calibrated correctly. We'll start drilling daikon radishes. Oh, I feel like I just got out of a shower. I'm like, can you see it? Oh, yeah, I see it. Yours is terrible. I feel the same. I'm just drenched, man. All right, 2, 3, 4, 1. All right, shake our tubes. A little less seed than last time. Okay, we went down 0.2 there. The bucket weighed 0.9 last time, so we got 0.1 now. Okay, so 0.1 divided by 3. That's how many pounds are coming out of each tube. And we'll times it by 10. Because of the 411 cranks, we divided by 10 because we only did 41 cranks. Then we'll times it by 15 tubes. There you go, we're at 5 pounds, fellas. So now that I know, and obviously I'm gonna use this seed for years to come, I'm gonna write down exactly what number this is. We're at 25. So the next time I pull out the Great Plains drill, I don't have to do all this work. I can just know exactly where to set my drill and let her eat. So enough talking. Let's get to planting. I'm gonna do a couple plots and then we'll meet you guys back over at the GQ Junior late season plot. Shay and I are ready to go take a shower. Dude, I need to lose some weight. I don't need to lose weight, but like,
yeah, I'm dripping.
I feel like a,
look at that,
like a sow, yeah. Dude. It's ridiculous. We are in what I guess I would assume this is Plan C for GQ Junior. This is the bean spot. We tilled it up earlier. Came in here in July. We planted beans in it. And it's so tight in this access. We made a new path, like you guys remember, on the west side of this plot. But the east, you can't get the drill down. So we got to hop in the truck, drive down there. And we're going to broadcast this. I brought fertilizer as well. Need to get that out of the bucket real quick, actually. Glad I remembered that. And we'll go get this planted. This is urea. And then I got one bag of triple 13 in there as well, because we have never fertilized this ever. Like the first time we ever did a plot in here. All right, here we are. I got a couple roots I gotta get out of this old stump. So I have no idea how big this plot is in size. And a lot of us, I mean, if we're carving out new plots, it's pretty hard to tell unless you wheel it off or you have Onyx. Onyx has this nice little tracker on here, so that's what I'm gonna do. I have no idea. I mean, you guys can see I've taken out some trees and everything. Beans are right here. But I've taken out some trees up here, so I have no idea exactly how far this plot is. So we're gonna map it out real quick. Find out. All right. And here is the finish line. Okay, so that's a plot. Interesting shape. But we're gonna use the tools next. Do area shape is what I do. Might be an easier way to do it. If there is, let me know, you know. And I just follow the lines. I see a lot of dots. All right, sweet. So 15,798 square feet. What does that take, Richet?
I can't tell you.
Come on, man. I have no idea. Square feet, 2 acres. Okay, so 0.4 acres. So we're doing late season turnips here. I'm shooting for 3 pounds to the acre. Maybe 4 pounds, 3 to 4, 3.5 probably be perfect. So I'm taking 3.5 times 0.4. But there you go. That's how, if you do have a new plot, you need to map it out. You don't know how much seed to use. That's how you do it. But talking about this plot in specific, you know, the reason we're putting turnips here is because our plan is to hunt this in late season. So we want a good bulb food source, a green food source right next to our grain. And you guys have probably heard that quite a bit the last few years, you know, green next to grain. It's pretty crazy how good a green food plot can be as a transition out to big ag or destination food source grain, so to say. All right, we just got this walked off. It's 4/10 of an acre. I thought it was a half acre, but we use the Onyx tracker, and that's an awesome tool. And it's a great tool too when you're broadcasting, just to check for areas that you missed. So when I'm broadcasting right now, I've got 3 pounds in here. Oh, sorry, 3 pounds of the acre. I've got 1.4, something like that. But one thing that I do when I'm broadcasting is I'll start with a very, very small slit in my seeder, and I'll do a really, really low rate the whole way through the field, and then come back and I'll comb it twice just to get that really even spread. But that Onyx tracker is a great way to make sure that you don't have any holes in your plots, any areas that you miss. So I'll get this seed and I'll kind of walk through my idea and what's going on with my hib just with this plot in general. All right, well that's gonna cover it. We have everything seeded and we just added some fertilizer to it as well. A whole bag of urea, which is 46 double aught, and then a bag of triple 13. So every year you should be making sure you're doing soil tests, just because you never know what your quality of your soil is. You don't want to be wasting that time and money into a food plot because it'll never grow if it has the right nutrients. So you can do a lot of cool things with these seed blends, and that's one thing that I really like about Monster Buck. You have the option not just to buy blends, but you can make your own blend. And with this Great Plains drill, I'm really planning on trying winter peas, soybeans, and possibly a radish or a turnip as well. Soybeans and winter peas and radishes are great early, so it's fun with that Great Plains drill. You can have 2 different seed boxes you can use with that seed. So I can put soybeans in one box and then winter peas or radishes in another, and it'd be really cool to see those 3 different blends. And that's one thing that I'm really excited about with this Great Plains drill, just to attack this this summer in the green food plots. But this plot's pretty, so it's cooling off. Sun's going down. We're gonna get out of here. Thank you guys for watching. Catch you on the next one.